What if I told you that in the next 7 days, you could actually reset your scalp, reduce hair fall, and give your hair a real chance to grow stronger again, not with expensive treatments, not with complicated routines, but by simply removing what's been damaging your hair in the first place? Because most people are not losing hair due to one single cause. It's a buildup of stress, chemicals, poor nutrition, and scalp neglect. And if you don't fix the environment of your scalp, nothing you apply will work long term. Your scalp is like soil. If the soil is toxic, nothing healthy can grow. You can pour all the best oils and shampoos on it, but if the foundation is inflamed, clogged, and nutrient deficient, your hair follicles will struggle. So this 7-day hair detox is not about adding more products. It's about removing interference and restoring balance. Day 1 starts with eliminating harsh chemicals. Look at your shampoo. If it contains sulfates, parabens, or strong artificial fragrances, you're likely stripping your scalp and causing irritation every time you wash your hair. Switch to a gentle, low-chemical, or natural shampoo. When you wash your hair today, take your time. Massage your scalp slowly for a few minutes to improve blood flow. This is not just cleaning, this is stimulation. Day 2 focuses on removing buildup. Over time, products, oils, sweat, and even minerals from water can clog your hair follicles. This prevents nutrients from reaching the roots. Use a mild natural cleanser like diluted apple cider vinegar or a gentle clarifying wash. This helps reset your scalp's pH and clears blockages without damaging your skin barrier. Day 3 is about circulation. Hair follicles depend on blood flow. Without it, they become weak and inactive. Spend 5 to 10 minutes massaging your scalp using your fingertips, slow circular motions. You can do this dry or with a light natural oil. This increases oxygen and nutrient delivery to the follicles and helps reactivate them. Day 4 targets inflammation. Many people have low-grade inflammation in the scalp without realizing it. This can come from stress, poor diet, or sensitivity to products. Focus on calming your system, reduce sugar intake, avoid processed foods, and hydrate well. You can also apply soothing ingredients like aloe vera to your scalp to help reduce irritation. Day 5 is about nutrition. Hair is made of protein, and if your body doesn't get enough nutrients, it will sacrifice hair growth. Add high-quality protein to your meals today. Eggs, fish, meat, or plant-based sources if you prefer. Include minerals like zinc and iron, and don't forget healthy fats. These nutrients directly support the structure and strength of your hair. Day 6 focuses on stress control. Stress is one of the fastest ways to push your hair into the shedding phase. When cortisol levels stay high, your body shifts resources away from hair growth. Take time to relax your nervous, stepping away from constant stimulation. Even a small reduction in stress can help stabilize your hair cycle. Day 7 is about consistency and protection. By now, your scalp is cleaner, calmer, and better nourished. Now, your goal is to protect this environment. Avoid overwashing, limit heat styling, and don't go back to harsh products. Continue gentle scalp massage and maintain a balanced diet. This is where most people fail. They reset their scalp, then go back to old habits. Here's what you may start noticing: reduced itching, less hair fall during washing, and a healthier scalp feel. Visible regrowth takes longer, but this detox creates the foundation for it. Because again, hair growth is not just about what you apply, it's about removing what blocks it. If your scalp is healthy, your hair has a chance to thrive. If your scalp is compromised, even the best treatments won't give you lasting results. So the real question is, are you willing to remove the hidden triggers that are damaging your hair every single day? A clean, balanced scalp is one of the most important factors when it comes to stopping hair fall and supporting healthy hair growth, yet it is often overlooked. Most people focus entirely on the hair strands they can see, but the real activity is happening underneath the surface in the scalp where the hair follicles live. These follicles are tiny structures responsible for producing each strand of hair, and their function depends heavily on the condition of the surrounding environment. If that environment is clogged, irritated, or chemically disrupted, the follicles cannot perform efficiently. The scalp naturally produces oils known as sebum, which serve an important purpose. Sebum helps keep the scalp hydrated, protects against external damage, and maintains a healthy barrier. However, when this oil mixes with sweat, dead skin cells, dust, and residue from hair products, it can create buildup. This buildup can block hair follicles and interfere with normal hair growth. When follicles are clogged, they struggle to receive oxygen and nutrients, which can weaken the hair and eventually lead to increased shedding. Maintaining cleanliness does not mean aggressively stripping the scalp of all its natural oils. In fact, over-cleansing can be just as harmful as not cleansing enough. When harsh shampoos are used too frequently, they remove not only dirt and buildup, but also the protective oils that the scalp needs. This can lead to dryness, irritation, and even increased oil production as the scalp tries to compensate.
Where the scalp is kept clean without being stripped of its natural defenses. A balanced scalp also refers to maintaining the right pH level.
The scalp has a slightly acidic pH, which helps protect it from harmful bacteria and fungi. When this balance is disrupted, it can create an environment where unwanted microorganisms thrive. This can lead to conditions such as dandruff, itching, and inflammation, all of which can negatively affect hair growth. Using gentle, pH-balanced products helps maintain this natural defense system and supports a healthier scalp environment. Inflammation is another critical factor that affects scalp health. When the scalp becomes inflamed, whether due to harsh chemicals, allergic reactions, or underlying conditions, it can damage the hair follicles. Inflammation restricts blood flow and disrupts the normal hair growth cycle, often pushing hair prematurely into the shedding phase. A clean and balanced scalp reduces the likelihood of chronic inflammation, allowing follicles to function without interference. The presence of harmful microbes can also disrupt scalp health. While the scalp naturally hosts a variety of microorganisms, an imbalance can lead to problems. Excessive growth of certain fungi or bacteria can irritate the scalp and weaken the follicles. Keeping the scalp clean helps control microbial growth and maintain a healthy balance, reducing the risk of infections or conditions that contribute to hair loss. Another aspect of scalp health is proper hydration. A well-hydrated scalp supports flexible, resilient skin that can effectively anchor hair follicles. When the scalp becomes dry and flaky, it can lead to itching and micro damage from scratching. This can weaken the roots of the hair and increase hair fall. On the other hand, an overly oily scalp can also create problems by attracting more dirt and contributing to buildup. Balance is key, where the scalp maintains enough moisture without becoming excessively oily. Blood circulation plays a major role in maintaining a healthy scalp. Hair follicles rely on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients delivered through the bloodstream. When circulation is poor, follicles may become weak and less productive. A clean scalp allows for better blood flow, as there are no blockages or inflammation restricting the movement of nutrients. Simple practices like gentle scalp massage can further enhance circulation and support follicle health. Environmental factors also influence scalp condition. Exposure to pollution, dust, and UV radiation can contribute to scalp damage over time. These external stressors can lead to oxidative stress, which damages cells and weakens the hair follicles. Regular cleansing helps remove these harmful particles and reduces their impact on the scalp. Product selection plays a significant role in maintaining scalp balance. Many commercial hair products contain ingredients that can disrupt the natural state of the scalp. Heavy styling products, synthetic fragrances, and harsh preservatives can accumulate over time and create an unhealthy environment. Choosing lighter, more natural formulations helps reduce the risk of buildup and irritation. It is also important to consider individual differences. Each person's scalp has unique characteristics, including oil production, sensitivity, and response to products. What works for one person may not work for another. Paying attention to how your scalp reacts and adjusting your routine accordingly is essential for maintaining balance. Consistency in scalp care is crucial. Occasional cleansing or treatment is not enough to maintain long-term health. The scalp is constantly exposed to internal and external factors that can disrupt its balance. Regular care ensures that buildup is removed, hydration is maintained, and the environment environment remains supportive of hair growth. A clean, balanced scalp creates the ideal foundation for strong, healthy hair. When follicles are free from obstruction, properly nourished, and supported by a stable environment, they are more likely to produce thicker, more resilient hair strands. Reduced irritation, controlled oil levels, and improved circulation all contribute to a more efficient hair growth cycle. This approach shifts the focus from quick fixes to foundational health. Instead of relying solely on topical treatments or temporary solutions, maintaining scalp cleanliness and balance addresses the root causes of many hair problems. It allows the natural processes of hair growth to function as they should, without unnecessary interference or disruption. Removing buildup, reducing inflammation, and improving circulation are three deeply connected processes that work together to restore proper hair follicle function and support healthier hair growth over time. Most people think hair loss is only about genetics or aging, but in reality, the condition of the scalp environment plays a much bigger role than they realize. When the scalp is not functioning optimally, the follicles become weak, less active, and eventually stop producing strong hair strands. Directly targets the root causes that silently interfere with the hair growth. Buildup on the scalp is one of the most common yet underestimated issues. It develops gradually from a combination of natural oils, dead skin cells, sweat, dust, and residues from shampoos, conditioners, and styling products. Over time, this mixture forms a layer that can coat the scalp and block the openings of hair follicles. When follicles are partially or fully blocked, they cannot breathe properly or receive the nutrients they need to function. This creates an environment where hair growth slows down and shedding increases. The problem with buildup is that it is not always visible at first. Many people assume their scalp is clean simply because they wash their hair regularly, but regular washing does not always remove all residues. Some products contain silicones and heavy conditioning agents that leave behind a film on the scalp. Even hard water minerals can accumulate and contribute to this layer. As buildup increases, the scalp becomes less responsive to treatments and less able to maintain a healthy growth cycle. When buildup is removed properly, the scalp begins to function more efficiently. Hair follicles are no longer blocked and can access oxygen more easily. Nutrients from the bloodstream can reach the root more effectively, supporting stronger hair production. This is why clarifying the scalp periodically is important, not aggressively, but in a balanced and controlled way that respects the natural barrier of the skin. Inflammation is another major factor that directly impacts follicle health. It often develops silently and may not always cause obvious pain or visible irritation in the early stages. However, even low-grade inflammation can disrupt the normal functioning of hair follicle structures, weakening them over time. When the scalp is inflamed, blood flow can become restricted, and the immune system may mistakenly attack healthy follicle structures, weakening them over time. Inflammation can be triggered by several factors, including harsh chemical products, environmental pollutants, stress, poor diet, and even excessive scratching or aggressive hair care practices. When the scalp becomes inflamed, it enters a stress state where repair processes are constantly activated. In this condition, the body prioritizes healing over growth, which means hair production is often slowed or interrupted. In this phase becomes shorter, hair does not have enough time to grow to its full potential length or thickness before it enters the shedding phase. This leads to increased hair fall and gradually thinner hair density over time. Reducing inflammation allows the scalp to return to a stable state where follicles can function without constant stress. When inflammation decreases, blood vessels in the scalp can expand more freely, improving nutrient delivery. The immune response becomes more balanced, reducing unnecessary damage to follicle cells. This creates a calmer environment where hair growth can proceed more naturally and consistently. Improving circulation is closely linked to both buildup removal and inflammation control. Blood circulation is the delivery system that brings oxygen, vitamins, and minerals to the hair follicles. Without adequate circulation, follicles become undernourished and weak, regardless of how good the external care routine may be. Healthy blood flow ensures that follicles receive everything they need to produce strong, healthy hair strands. When circulation is poor, follicles can enter a dormant state. In this state, hair growth slows significantly, and in some cases, follicles may stop producing hair altogether. Poor circulation is often caused by tight scalp tension, inflammation, lack of physical activity, or restricted blood vessels due to poor scalp health. Over time, this leads to reduced hair density and weaker regrowth potential. When more oxygen-rich blood reaches the scalp, cellular activity within the follicles increases. This supports faster cell division in the hair root, which is essential for hair growth. It also helps remove waste products and toxins from the scalp area, further improving the environment for new hair to grow. Scalp massage is one of the simplest ways to naturally enhance circulation. Gentle pressure applied in circular motions helps stimulate blood flow without damaging the skin. This increased movement of blood not only nourishes the follicles, but also helps relax scalp tension, which can contribute to better overall scalp health. Can support more active and responsive follicles. The relationship between buildup, inflammation, and circulation is interconnected. Buildup can contribute to inflammation by trapping irritants against the scalp. Inflammation can reduce circulation by restricting blood flow. Poor circulation can slow down the removal of buildup and waste products, creating a cycle that weakens hair growth. Breaking this cycle requires addressing all three factors together rather than focusing on just one. When buildup is reduced, inflammation decreases because the scalp is no longer constantly exposed to irritants and blockage. When inflammation decreases, circulation improves because blood vessels are no longer constricted by stress responses. When circulation improves, the scalp becomes more capable of naturally clearing away buildup and maintaining balance. This creates a positive cycle that supports healthier follicle function over time. Consistency plays an important role in maintaining these improvements. The scalp is a living system that responds gradually to changes in care and environment. Occasional treatments may provide temporary relief, but long-term improvement requires ongoing attention to cleanliness, inflammation control, and circulation support. Over time, this consistency helps restore the natural rhythm of the hair growth cycle and supports stronger, more resilient hair production. Consistent habits like proper nutrition, stress control, and gentle hair health and prevent the cycle of hair fall from returning, maintain long-term hair health, and prevent the cycle of hair fall from returning. Many people experience temporary improvements in hair growth after changing shampoos, rarely lasts, or trying treatments, but without stable daily habits, those improvements rarely last. Hair is not just influenced by what you apply externally, but by the internal environment of your body and the daily signals you send to your scalp and follicles. Proper nutrition is one of the most fundamental pillars of long-term hair strength. Hair follicles are among the most active cell-producing structures in the body, and they require a continuous supply of nutrients to function properly. When the body is well nourished, it prioritizes hair production because there is enough energy and building material available. When nutrition is lacking, the body shifts resources toward essential organs, and hair is one of the first systems to be affected. Protein is especially important because hair is primarily made of keratin, a structural protein. Without adequate protein intake, the body cannot build strong hair strands, and the existing hair becomes weak and more prone to breakage. Over time, this leads to thinning and reduced density. Along with protein, amino acids play a key role in supporting follicle repair and regeneration. These building blocks help maintain the strength and elasticity of hair fibers. Micronutrients such as iron, zinc, biotin, and vitamins from the B complex group are also essential. Iron supports oxygen transport in the blood, ensuring that hair follicles receive enough oxygen to stay active. Zinc is involved in tissue repair and helps regulate oil glands around the scalp. Biotin supports keratin infrastructure, improving the structural integrity of hair strands. When any of these nutrients are deficient, hair growth can slow down or become irregular. Healthy fats also play an important role in scalp health. They help maintain the natural oil balance of the scalp, preventing excessive dryness or excessive oiliness. Omega fatty acids support cell membrane health, which is important for nutrient absorption in hair follicles. A well-balanced diet that includes a variety of whole foods ensures that the body has everything it needs to support continuous hair growth. Stress control is another critical factor that directly influences hair health. When the body body is under chronic stress, it produces higher levels of cortisol, a hormone that can disrupt normal physiological processes. Elevated cortisol levels can push hair follicles into the resting phase prematurely, leading to increased shedding. This condition often appears as sudden hair fall after periods of emotional or physical stress. Stress also affects blood circulation. When the body is in a stress state, blood flow is often redirected toward vital organs, reducing circulation in peripheral areas like the scalp. This means that hair follicles may receive fewer nutrients and less oxygen during stressful periods. Over time, this can weaken the follicles and slow down hair growth. Managing stress does not require complex solutions. Simple daily practices such as deep breathing, light physical activity, adequate sleep, and periods of rest can help regulate stress hormones. When stress levels are stable, the hair growth cycle becomes more balanced and shedding patterns become more predictable. This stability allows follicles to remain in the growth phase for longer periods. Sleep is closely connected to stress control and overall hair health. During sleep, the body enters a repair and regeneration phase where damaged cells are restored and hormone levels are balanced. Poor sleep disrupts this process, leading to increased inflammation and hormonal imbalance. Over time, this can negatively affect hair growth cycles and increase hair fall. Consistent sleep patterns support the natural recovery processes that keep hair follicles active and healthy. Gentle hair care practices are equally important for maintaining long-term results. Many people unintentionally damage their hair through harsh brushing, excessive heat styling, or tight hairstyles that place stress on the roots. These practices can weaken the hair shaft and damage the follicles, leading to traction-related hair loss or breakage. Using gentle handling techniques helps preserve the integrity of both the hair and the scalp. Wet hair is particularly vulnerable, so it should be handled carefully to avoid unnecessary breakage. Using wide-tooth combs, avoiding aggressive towel drying, and minimizing heat exposure can significantly reduce mechanical stress on the hair. The choice of hair products also influences long-term outcomes. Products that contain harsh chemicals can gradually irritate the scalp and disrupt its natural balance. Over time, this can lead to dryness, buildup, and inflammation. Choosing mild, balanced formulations helps maintain a stable scalp environment where follicles can function without interference. Scalp care routines should support, not disrupt, the natural ecosystem of the skin. Overwashing can strip away protective oils, while underwashing can lead to buildup. Finding the right balance based on individual scalp needs is important for maintaining long-term health. When the scalp remains clean, hydrated, and balanced, follicles are better able to sustain consistent hair growth. Hydration is another often overlooked factor. Water is essential for cellular function, including the cells within hair follicles. Proper hydration supports nutrient transport, waste removal, and overall scalp elasticity. When the body is dehydrated, hair can become dry, brittle, and more prone to breakage. Maintaining adequate water intake supports both internal and external hair health. Consistency is what ties all these habits together. Occasional efforts may produce short-term changes, but long-term hair health depends on sustained routines. The body responds to patterns, not isolated actions. When proper nutrition, stress management, and gentle care are maintained consistently, the scalp environment becomes stable and supportive of continuous hair growth. Over time, these habits help regulate the natural hair growth cycle. The growth phase becomes longer, shedding becomes more controlled, and the overall density of hair improves. Instead of reacting to hair problems after they appear, consistent habits help prevent imbalances before they develop, creating a more stable foundation for long-term hair vitality.